What is up, YouTube? Back at it, part 2. If you missed part 1 of solving my mom's murder, make sure you watch that one first. You can get caught up to where we're at today. So in part 1, I talked about some house shoes beside the bed. Seems normal, right? Well, after reviewing the photos, or the couple of photos that I have, I noticed that the left and the right house shoe was reversed. Meaning a person sits on the bed, or you sit on your couch and take your shoes off. You don't cross your feet before you take your shoes off. These are house shoes. Why was the right foot where the left foot should have been, and vice versa? That means to me that those were placed there. Now, if you remember, my mom was OCD. She didn't walk on the floors. She always had her house shoes or regular shoes on. She would never walk on the floor barefoot or sock foot. Just wouldn't happen. That's something that very, very few people know. Probably just me and my father. So that threw a red flag. The chair, that was out of place. Facing the bed, blocking the bathroom door, that's out of place. So there was those things that were out of place. The trash can that was empty, but yet she supposedly, committed suicide by consuming large amounts of alcohol and taking a ton of Prozac, which there's no Prozac bottle in the house. There was no alcohol containers, bottles, cans, whatever in the trash. Trash can completely empty. So, a lot of red flags. If you remembered, you talking about my dad. I don't remember if I told you in part 1 or not, but there are police reports previously of domestic violence. The cops have been called out before. My mom used to communicate with her sister via writing letters. Yes, that used to be a thing before email. And she would mention abuse. She would have mentioned my dad strangling her. So there's probable cause. There's reason to believe that, yes, I believe my dad murdered my mom. Whether it was intentional, accidental, I don't know. So let's get it back into me searching for my father. So after I befriended his family and my mother's family and started gathering information from them little by little, and after me going all the way to North Carolina to an address that popped up for him just to find out that he wasn't there anymore. So my mom's side of the family was pretty much on my side. They want to know what happened to my mom, because that's their sister, that's their aunt, that's their niece or whatever. They also believe that my father had something to do with my mom dying. But that's all they could help me with. They don't know where my father's at. Supposedly, one of my cousins was visiting someone at a jail, of all places, right? And my father was also there visiting someone at the jail. Hell of a coincidence, right? Of all places, jail. So, altercation occurred. Basically, my cousin is, furious and screaming at my father. You killed my aunt, things like that. And he denied everything, and that was that. So that's the only part that my I don't remember what year this was neither. This was maybe 10 years. So 2010 when they ran into each other. And that was the one and only time they have seen him. That was in the state of Tennessee. So, my father's side of the family, I started talking with one of my uncles on his side, my aunt on his side, and a cousin on his side of the family. And I always felt, once I started talking to them, I felt like they knew something. But of course, they're going to protect him. They're going to lie for him. They're going to, be on his side. Whether he told them what happened or not, I don't know. I haven't been told. But they have let things slip. Like he said, it won't be long before they find her. So that told me two things. He knew she was dead before anybody else did. He also left Florida and went to Kentucky because that's where they were. So whatever happened in that apartment, he left and ran to his family. So he didn't stay around long with his family. Obviously, there's reasons why he left where his family was at. I did find out that one of his brothers is the one that sent him a bus ticket to get out of Florida. I contacted him, his brother. Never spoke to this man before, never seen him before. And just like with every other thing I was doing, I was trying to be respectful and not just, hey, tell me about my dad. It was, hey, how are you? I'm your nephew. Your brother is my dad. This guy had no care in the world that I just called him. He did not want to talk to me. He didn't care. He has never called me back. And I could tell that as soon as he picked up the phone. And at that point, I'm just like, screw it. I'm just going to ask him, hey, did you send my dad a bus ticket? He said, yeah. Do you remember when? He said, no. Okay. Remember what year? No. Like he was giving out no info. I was trying to prove that my dad was here in Florida in that time frame that my mom was murdered. I was trying to do that by getting this guy, who's supposed to be my uncle, to tell me when he sent that bus ticket. He wouldn't do it. I tried to go through Greyhound and get them to say, hey, he boarded a bus on this day. Greyhound has no records. So little by little, I found out information. Kept tracking my dad, but every single time, it was just a dead end. He's no longer there. Until one day. One day I did one of those search engines again. Pay money, put in his info, popped up an address. North Carolina. Different address than that hotel in North Carolina that I went to. This time, it had a phone number. I said, well, crap. I got myself together, came up with a plan before I made the phone call. What I was going to say, how I was going to handle the situation, what I was going to do if he actually answered the phone. Once I was ready, I called the number. It rang. My father answered the phone. Part 3, I'm going to tell you how that phone call went, what the outcome of it was. Subscribe, like. Part 3 is coming soon. Thank you.